Alright, welcome back to the channel, everybody. Alright, I'm out on the rad today, and we're cruising out at the Trinity River Lake Trails. Hope you enjoy the views of downtown, and at the end of the video there'll be some murals painted on some concrete pillars and stuff you'll see. So enjoy the views. It was a nice day, beautiful out. So let's thank Dick Pritchett Real Estate for having these cams we get to watch, and let's get into the week. And first of all, let me say that there have been some reports from some of the volunteers on the ground that M's been seen with some females, and that is correct, and I wouldn't worry about it. He's gonna take him a new female sooner or later. A new female is going to take him, and he's going to go on with his life, and hopefully next year he'll be back out at this nest site and we'll get to see him. Alright, so that brings us to Sunday, 6/4. Our double deuce flies into the nest tree about 6:21 a.m. and he flies off about 7:01 a.m. And he flew off towards the river, and we didn't see him the rest of the day. And then on Monday, 6/5, he never showed up. He was a no-show. Alright, so that brings us to Tuesday, 6/6, and 22 flies in the nest tree at about 7:52 a.m. and says hello to everybody. He flies off about 8:06, being very vocal. It looked to me like the way he was acting, he had probably saw M15. And I can tell you that on Tuesday there were several reports that I got in emails that him and M were together most of the day. At 5:05 p.m., M15 did fly to the nest with 22. It looked like he had something, probably wasn't very big or much. You could see from cam 3, 22 was pecking at something down there. But by the time they turned the camera to the nest, it was all gone, whatever it was. So, and then he headed off about 5:15, and he flew down towards the Office Oak. And then at 7:18, he makes a fishing attempt at the pond, and was drinking some water and playing. And then at 7:28, he made another fishing attempt. And he flew towards the back left of the pond. And I just wanted to make a note on this Tuesday that he was 150 days old. So that brings us to Wednesday. E22 was in the nest tree at 6:21. His crop did look a little puffy from the food he had ate on Tuesday. Then at 6:52 he flew off, and then at 8:01 he returned to the attic. And then he stayed up there for a good while, because at 10 a.m. he was still there. And then at 10:39 he flew off towards the Office Oak. And then at around 11:04 they showed us 3 eagles that were soaring in the sky. Looked like it might have been him and M and somebody else. Then at 2:05, 22 returned to the nest tree, and then he was off at 2:35. And then we saw M15 at the pond about 6:30 drinking. Let me say this too, that on Wednesday, 22 was in the nest a couple times, just kind of picking at stuff in the nest. I kind of got the feeling when he flew off on Wednesday that the way he flew off, how he had soared up above the tree, that he might have been saying goodbye, who knows. Just kind of the feeling I kind of got. Then that brings us to Thursday. 22 was a no-show. We never saw him all day. Then 6-9 Friday at 3:33 p.m. It appears that, or it appeared, 22 and another immature eagle fly through the nest site. Kind of looked like the one bird was landing kind of to the west of the pond, heading towards kind of the, either landed on that side of the pond or maybe was going to the other side of the road to the west pasture. And then there was either 22 or, it looked like to me it was two immature birds. I was even thinking maybe it might have been 22 and 21. And maybe that was why we hadn't seen 22. Maybe he has found his nest mate. They've been kind of having some adventures together. But you could say 2 days in a row he was kind of a no-show. There's really no guarantee that was 22 or 21. It could have been two other immature birds. So, that brings us to Saturday, 6-9. At 6:31, 22 flies in the nest tree. And again, to me, his crop looked a little puffy Saturday morning. At around 8:30, he was still up there. And then at 9:30, he was still in the nest tree. Finally, at about 9:32, he flies off, and he buzzed the great blue heron at the pond and looked like he started to chase after it. That was all we saw of him Saturday. We did see him fly back across the pond about 9:47 from the office oak heading towards the west pasture, and he was being kind of vocal as he headed off. But he's always being vocal when he lands or flies off initially, so I don't know that means anything, that he flew off being vocal. Then at around 9:57, he flies back to the nest tree. And then at 9:59, he flies off. And that's it for him for the day. And then we do see M15 down at the pond a couple of times. He was down there at 2:09. It was either him or an intruder. It looked like him. And then at 4:52, he was down there at the pond again. And then at 6:58 p.m., an adult bird made a fishing attempt, and it happened so fast it was hard to tell whether it was successful or not. So 22 is kind of looking like he's starting to get his independence. I mean, eventually he is going to take off. That's bound to happen. I can't see him staying there permanently. There's too many adult birds in the area. Sooner or later, there's going to be another pair, whether it's M and a female or another male and a female take over that area, and he's going to be forced out either way. So, I think it's in his best interest to start showing this independence. We haven't seen him eat anything or on or around the nest site to actually get to see him, other than that Tuesday when it looked like Dad brought him something to the nest. But hey, he looks good. He still looks puffy and fine to me. I don't see anything. I am quite sure he's eating, and I'm sure Dad's still taking care of him outside of the nest site. If he bugs M enough, M's going to take care of him. All right, M's just not going to forget about it. Not yet. It's still too early. M doesn't have that bug yet to get with another gal yet. Okay, and he's not feeding Harriet because Harriet's gone. Like I told y'all, these other females. I'm being told it's been more of a case of them been pestering him than him pestering them. So, we'll see where it goes. We may not have a review next week. Okay, Either way, I've got a nice juicy recap video I'm working on from all the notes I've had from this. So either way, we're going to have some kind of video, a recap video or something soon. And if there's nothing to report next week, or very little, we'll just talk about it on my weekly ride. So let's talk real quick about Angel and Tom. The little Hawklet looks really good. RTH5. I know they've named it. I can't pronounce the name. I don't quite even understand the name, where it came from, or what kind of name that is for a hawk. But that's the name it has. We'll have to live with it. So, but that little Hawklet looks fantastic, and it's getting packed full of food. And I can tell y'all that little baby Hawklet's going to be flying real soon. Well, hey, y'all, that's going to do it for the week. Please leave a like, hit the subscribe button, leave me a comment. We'll see where this goes next week. Y'all have a good one. Take care, everybody. We'll see you on the next ride.